Welcome back to the Plays with Cars YouTube channel and another episode of Project Audi. We're changing the front brake pads on it today, and when we popped open the deck lid here, or the boot, we found the full-size spare is a Pirelli P6 from the 35th week of 2001. It's still brand new though, it's got the sticker on it and everything, so it'll be fine for a spare. But they've got this sweet little toolkit thingy in here that we need, because inside we've got all the tools you need to take the wheels off. Wow, including a tow hook. That's pretty cool. But this little bugger here, that's what we're after. We need this to get these front, or to get the center caps off. I guess they're on all four. Somehow, some way. I don't know how. We might need the owner's manual. Or maybe it is. Aha! You just pull. Okay then. Well, that's a trick. Okay, I see. Goes in the front there, and then you can just turn it that way and pull. Well, alrighty tighty then. Alright, now we get the lug nuts loose. She's a big old girl, isn't she? There you go, that should be enough, as long as you can get the stand under. Wheel bolts. German cars. Alright, we got the wheel off, and this is wild. I want to show you guys the suspension. The steering is up here. Most cars, the steering like knuckle part and the tie rod end are way down low. They'll either be rear steer, so behind the suspension, or front steer in front of the suspension, but they'll be here on the lower control arm. And the Audi, they're way the heck up here by the upper, and the upper isn't even a single control arm. It's two completely separate forged aluminum arms with two separate ball joints, and then this whole piece right here is the upright and spindle, and this is what steers. So this piece moves, but not the shock and spring, which are in there. It's like a Mack strut setup, so there's your spring, there's your shock, all done up as one, but these don't turn like a McPherson strut. And then here on the lower, it's the same story. You've got these lower links with two separate ball joints. See, there's number one. Come around here, and there's number two. And so the whole thing is just wild looking. And you got your drive shaft here in the middle for the all-wheel drive setup. So this thing has four different control arms in the front just to make the front suspension work. That's probably why this thing actually handles so well. So, alright, so got the caliper off. There's just a couple of bolts. They were hiding underneath these little plastic covers on the outside, but they're just a 7mm hex. So undid those, pulled the caliper off, got the old pads out, pushed the caliper back in. So we're ready to stick our new pads on. We ordered these Bosch OEM units with the sensors and stuff from FCP Euro. Not sponsored whatsoever. They have no idea who I am. It's our first order from them. They were recommended to us by Grassroots Motorsports magazine, so we decided to give them a shot. But we got those here, including, there's the inside one with the sensors. So we're going to slap those into this side and put this side back together before jumping on the other side.
Come over here, you can get a good top on there.
So I got the new pads in both sides now, just tightening up that caliper, and then we're going to bleed the front brakes and put the wheels back on and call it good. So these were actually pretty easy once we looked up on YouTube how to do them. So hat tip to whichever random of the 8 million YouTube videos that are out there of how to do this. But yeah, they were super easy. So Bosch pads fit great. Got the new sensors plugged in and all that stuff too. So yeah, all that's left is for us is to bleed them and slap the wheels back on. So alright, all back together and back on the ground. So we installed the new brake pads, put the calipers back on, bled the brakes in the front, made sure we were topped off on brake fluid, and now we're going to go bed in the front brake pads, and then we'll retorque the wheels again, and then we'll be all set. So yeah. And that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Project Audi. We changed the front brake pads, bled the brakes, went on the test drive, came back, retorqued the wheels and stuff. We whipped the wheels down a little bit. Obviously the whole car kind of needs a wash, but mainly we wanted to see what kind of brake dust these new pads would give. But everything's bedded in nice, nice firm pedal. We ended up re-bleeding the brakes a second time after it came back from the test drive. And it turned out there was a little air bubble on the side, so we're glad we did that. But yeah, brakes are all good to go now. So went through all the checks on the dashboard. Everything's good. No more brake light or check lights or anything like that. So she's good to go for another couple of weeks until the next thing happens. But yeah, that's been getting the brakes good to go here on the Audi.